Gem City tonight with Andrew Mitakaitis, featuring Amy James and the Gems. Tonight's guests from Dayton Unknown, Sarah Cosso and Bethany Kmee. Mr. Gay Ohio 2018 Lucky. And now your host, Andrew Mitakaitis.
Thank you so much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gem City tonight. I am your host, Andrew Mitakaitis. Let's just get right on into it, because St. Patty's Day is right around the corner. And for those of you who already haven't made your Wendy's DoorDash order, it's going to be a good one this year. For those of you who don't know, a little fun fact about me, I was actually married this time last year on St. Patty's Day. So it'll be my 1-year anniversary. Thank you, yes. I'm amazed she said yes, too. And she stuck around. So if you're watching this, I love you. But here in Dayton, of course, we do a huge thing in the Oregon District, and we have a big festival, and it kicks off with a fun little thing called Kegs and Eggs, which kind of sounds like a drunk fertility clinic, but it's actually a great way to start St. Patty's Day. And interesting enough, I learned today from Dayton.com that Dayton is one of the best places in the nation. I'm going to say this again, not Ohio, nation, to celebrate St. Patty's Day. Yeah? Yeah. A study of over 200 cities and 17 different metrics that were used about pubs and restaurants, including, and these are all quoted, St. Patty's Day forecast, number of parties per capita, beer price, and my personal favorite, the lowest price for a 3-star hotel. Go get him, Dayton. Well, it turns out Cleveland, we did a lot better than everybody else. It turns out Cleveland was 12th. Cincinnati came in at 33. Columbus and Akron, you tied at 38. Sorry about that. And then Toledo brought up the rear at 122. But Dayton, the old DYT, the Gem City, number 10. Top 10 in the country to party for St. Patty's Day. Yeah. Oh. Ironically enough, Boston, not at the top. You know what it is? Take a guess. Thank you for guessing. Dead silence in the room. Chicago, number 1 place. Boston was actually number 4. Interestingly enough, they wanted to vote, but they were so drunk they just kept writing, "It was a wicked good time in Beantown. Go Sox!" So they never actually filled the survey out. So. But the Oregon District in Dayton is great for pipers, parties, and the people. And it doesn't matter how Irish you are, you can always celebrate this. That's why I love it. I mean, even if you are less Irish than Elizabeth Warren is Native American, boom, you can still celebrate it. It's fantastic. That's why I love this holiday. And if you actually stop and think what St. Patty's Day is really about, it is about a saint that is a man who was a freed slave, brought Catholicism to Ireland, and banished the snakes from Scotland. However, Ireland, why did I say Scotland? I don't know why I did that. But if you actually think about it, if you start drinking in the Oregon District, there's a lot of lawyers that show up. So the whole snake thing didn't actually pan out. So I'm going to get sued, and I'm going to have no representation when this is done. None. I'm just going to diagraph Mann and Schultz. If you're watching, I'm calling you. Anyway, so this holiday is one we love. But you know who doesn't blow it out of proportion? The Irish! Thank you. The Irish. They think we're idiots. I give you a perfect example. The Shamrock Shake. Enjoy. Or don't, actually. I did that the last show, but that's the face I make.
You're welcome.
Speaking of celebrations in weird small towns and things that need alcohol, there's a small town in Germany called Lochengreen. I think I'm saying that right. This is what I get. This is when the crew starts drinking at noon. This is what I get. Place called Lochengreen, they recently held a gathering to break the largest group of people dressed as Smurfs. I know. Come here. Smurfs. Who Why? First off, this is a record that A, needed to be broken, so it's been set before, and B, why again? Well, good news, they broke it with 3,000 attendees. Yeah, wrap your mind around that one. Good news, they broke it, but bad news, subsequently, it was the worst case of blue balls the town's ever had. I did it, didn't think I was going to, but I didn't. All right, moving on to another group of people that probably won't get laid. Dayton just announced there's a Croc distribution center that's coming to Dayton. It's going to be, it's going to be 130 new jobs. Thank you. It's going to be 130 new jobs, and consequently, the only people who wear Crocs is about 130 people, and they're all in the nursing or restaurant industry. I get they're comfy. I'm fine with that. But stop with the Disneyland and the stop. Just, And have you seen the Croc tan? Oh, yeah, you're welcome. It's like a waffle gone bad. Awful. So, but staying in the Dayton area, an additional to the Croc Distribution Center, Dayton's actually going to tear down the old fairgrounds. Yeah, across from Miami Valley, they're going to tear it down. So, I mean, the fairgrounds had things like X-Fest and country fairs and monster truck rallies. So, I mean, if you have a chain wallet, you have nowhere to go now. None. You are just on your... Spencer's is open. So enjoy that. So they're tearing it down. They're going to call it the Imagination District. Not making this Imagination District. So, but we here at Gem City like the name, but we were going to give the city a couple of different ideas. So that part of town, which is okay, all right. We thought a couple different names. One, Dabby Roads. Sorry, the no cash. Lo siguiente, no cash, no cash. And then if they move the marijuana distributor that we're going to get and the Croc into Imagination, we're just going to call it the Crock Pot District and call it a day. I liked that joke. I wrote it. I liked it. Actually, I think Kevin wrote it, but nonetheless, thank you. Switching gears, we're going to go international. The #1 bridge player in the world, if you're 98 and over listening to this, enjoy this. The #1 bridge player in the world, Guillermo Helguimo, I think I'm saying this right, was suspended by the World Bridge Federation for failing a drug test on 2 substances. Yeah, that's the reaction I thought the room was going to get. Because, are you shitting me? What? Last month, the World Bridge Federation, yes, the card game, this is what I'm talking about, that your grandmother played, suspended Helguimo after a random drug test found synthetic testosterone and clomiphene, a medication typically used to treat infertility in women and normally increases the level of testosterone in men. Yeah. Best part of this, it gets way better. The best part of the story is he literally said, and I'm quoting, "I don't have a good understanding of how these drugs got into my system." I don't know what he sounds like. I'm just making this up. I don't know how they got into my system. What? Then later that day, he added this. I think I've been taking weight loss supplements given to me by an unknown bodybuilder. Schwarzenegger was unavailable for comment, so we don't know who the hell it is. So, and then one official goes on to quote, "From the World Bridge Federation, can we stop, in fact, there's a World Bridge Federation?" Am I saying that right? Federation? Federation is what it is? Yeah, can we stop the fact that this actually exists? He actually said, "Many of our top players treat our bodies like athletes do. They're careful they eat between games, they stay hydrated and away from alcohol." Yeah, of course they do, because they go to bed at 5 o'clock and they're 105! Kidding? Bridge. Who plays bridge? Have you ever played bridge? Has anyone in the room ever played bridge?
I thought it was the shuffle thing.
That's shuffleboard. Have you been on a cruise? It's everywhere.
I've never been on a cruise. I don't like boats.
You don't like boats? That's your excuse? Oh, God. All right. Sticking in international news. A few days ago, Trump just got back from the North Korean summit with Kim Jong-un. And as you heard, it was stopped a little abrupt. However, leading up to that, it was fairly nice. I heard they gave each other gifts, actually. So it's rumored that Trump gave Kim Jong-un Rosetta Stone for English, and ironically enough, Kim Jong-un gave Trump Rosetta Stone for English. Wow! All right. Wow. Wow, all right. Not see that coming. All right. If you follow the show, which I'm sure a lot of you do, you know that our writers love food, and it's one of the things we talk about. So, just to give the viewers a heads up, Girl Scout cookies are back. Yes, those beret-wearing ninjas are hitting the streets with their diabetic fun. But they have 2 new flavors, I hear, this year. Gonna be right up your alley. 1, I know you're high, and 2, I'll see you outside of Kroger's. It's even funny because it's true. Speaking of food and weird things that happen, there was actually a crazy incident at a buffet in Huntsville, Alabama. Patrons recently had their meals interrupted when buffet goers were brawling over crab's legs. Yeah, Jameis Winston, nowhere to be found for comment. I know that joke's like 4 years old, I'm still doing it. The other eyewitnesses said that at one point the confrontation got so bad that the 2 were using tongs for sword fighting. Sword fighting. I don't know how you do that. We're getting sued by Disney.
Again.
Hashtag getting sued by Disney Gem City tonight. Despite the severity of the altercation, luckily nobody was hurt. They survived. However, one local station reported, and I'm quoting, 1 broken arm, 73 broken legs. Now on to one of my favorite stories that we're doing tonight. An Austrian skier recently was disqualified from competing in the Nordic World Championships after he was caught getting a blood transfusion in the middle of the event. Yeah, what? Okay, I get we do steroids in America, but we need to step our game up. These guys are going to Jiffy Lube and getting a whole new diagnostic. Hi, can I get, 5 quarts of the synthetic AB positive? That'd be great. Yeah, no, I'm on a time crunch. I'll just do it in the lobby. That'd be great, thanks. Caught literally with the thing in his arm. Even Lance Armstrong was like, that takes a lot of ball. And finally tonight, going back to Ohio news, one of my favorite stories. I'm so glad we did it. A nail salon in Perkins Township, Ohio, is currently fighting to keep their name over the dispute over the name of their business. Hand Jobs. I'm going to let that sit in. Hand Jobs, a nail salon, has actually been open for about a year, but recently, thanks to the Robert Kraft and the whole happy endings, it's now saying to be considered obscene. So she's in a conundrum. However, no word has been given on whether the town's most popular tire care center, Rim Jobs, will remain open. And the jury is out where the hair and balloon center, Blow Jobs, will stay open as well. We got a great show for you tonight, but first, this beauty lady and the guys with her, Amy James and the Gems, everybody.